We're going to do some more exercises to increase the flexibility in the feet as well as strengthening them. For the most part, this will be a seated video, but we will do some warm-up exercises with the foot using a tennis ball. So if you don't have a tennis ball available, you can fast forward through that section of the video, or you can warm up the feet with your hands. I will go through a short demonstration. In addition to that, the other props that you'll be needing is either a soft ball that you can put between the knees. This helps to stabilize the legs whilst we are working with the feet, or you can use a pillow folded up. You'll need a cloth or a resistance band, TheraBand. This is just going to be so that we can work with the toes to pick this up. And then you can have a little bit of fun with picking up some items with your toes. I've got some marbles here that I picked up at a secondhand store, an antique store, but it can be keys or pens or any items. So we'll start with the warm-up exercise of the feet first. So as I mentioned, the predominant exercise is going to be using a tennis ball. If you don't have that, then you can take the foot and put it across your thigh, sitting comfortably, no tension in the shoulders, and you can just start working through each of the toes. Now, in a previous video I showed this. You're going to support the joint with the one hand, and then you're going to gently circumduct the toes, so in a clockwise direction and then anti-clockwise. So you can do about 3 on each toe, starting with the big toe, moving to the second, moving to the third, and just being mindful of how does the joint feel, and just bringing awareness into your feet. They get so little attention throughout the day, and they're so important for carrying us through life. So we need to send them love and attention and give them some TLC. So this is really great for them. Okay, so I've worked through all of the toes there. And now what you can do is take the hand, support the arch at the top, just above the ankle, and sort of like you're wringing out a towel, you can just move the metatarsal bones just in a gentle movement. It should feel nice and comfortable, clockwise and anti-clockwise. So you can do this as long as you want. I'm just going through a very quick warm-up here, and then you can just use your thumbs just to sort of knead the sole of the foot, just massaging it, whatever feels comfortable, squeezing it. Okay, let's do the other side as well, just a quick warm-up. Support the foot, so thumb is underneath, and gently articulate the hallux, the big toe. As I've previously said, this joint is the most important joint for walking and maintaining a good gait. Second toe. The flexibility of that big toe is so important for the toe off part of our gait. Doing the fourth toe. Remember, as I said before, support the joints at the base and just gently moving the toes with whatever range feels good for you. And then baby toe. Now I'm going to grip the top part of my arch of my foot and then just gently move the metatarsal bones, clockwise and anti-clockwise, and then massage along. Right, so now I'm going to come to standing. Please use a chair to support yourself or the wall if you feel that you need to do so. I'm just going to put the chair on the side or the stool. Right, so we want to keep that nice lengthened posture, nice soft shoulders, soft chest, shoulders softening down the back. Our core is gently engaged, our sternum is lifted, and the supporting knee is nice and soft. So you're going to gently start to roll the ball along the sole of the foot. I'm just demonstrating from the side here so you can see what I'm doing. Just very soft, just to wake up the sole of the foot. It should feel nice, it should feel comfortable. And you're rolling right the way from the heel to the arch to the ball of the foot. And you're going from the medial side, the inside of the foot, to the lateral side, to the baby toe. And you can start to increase the speed and also increase the pressure. Now it might feel very, very tender. That's normal, and one foot might feel more tender than the other. Just go with the pressure and a range that is comfortable for you. So now we're going to start putting, sorry, I'm laughing because my cat's come to join. I'm going to, you might see her tail coming up. I'm going to start putting a bit of pressure underneath the ball of the foot. So I'm going to stand to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Taking the ball underneath the heel, and I'm putting down as much pressure as I feel comfortable. Eventually you're going to get to the point where you can lift the opposite foot up. But for now, if you've never done this before, I just suggest some gentle transfer of balance onto the ball. And I'm moving the ball all the way along the sole of my foot, from the heel right up to the ball of my foot. And once I reach the ball of my foot, I want to put the ball underneath the arch, the transverse arch at the top. I want to feel like my toes are spreading out, like kitty cat's claws, you know. Right, so the toes are nice and soft and lengthened. So you move the ball to underneath the baby toe, and then you move the ball back. Once again, whatever pressure feels good for you. This is really good. Make sure there's no tension in the upper body. Do this joyfully. It should be feeling like you're walking on a beach, and you know, where you've got some pebbles to stand on. This is opening up the bones of the feet. This is replicating how we would walk barefoot in the forest or on uneven ground. Our feet are designed to manage uneven ground. That's how the bones are designed. Right, and I'm going to finish off with going a little bit faster. And now taking an inhale and an exhale, releasing any tension. Just bring your awareness into the foot that you've just worked with the tennis ball. My foot feels nice and tingly. It should feel awake. It should feel alive. It should be a good feeling. Right, so we're going to shift our attention to the other foot. So gently transfer your balance. Think about the 3 points that I've mentioned before underneath the heel, the tripod here. So you've got the first metatarsal bone underneath the big toe, the baby toe, and the heel. That forms a triangle. So you want to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed across those 3 points, and really feel your foot sinking down. You're anchoring yourself, almost like the foot's growing roots into Mother Earth. Right, so we're going to start with the warm-up on this side. Once again, hold onto a chair or the wall if you need to. Make sure there's no tension in the upper body. Think of yourself lengthening, and I'm just softly rolling the ball along the sole of my foot. Feels really nice in the instep, in the arch of the foot. Go to the outside of the foot. Start to increase the speed and the pressure. Taking it gently if this is the first time you've ever worked with a tennis ball under the foot. All right. Now we're going to add some pressure, a bit of your own reflexology. As I showed previously, take the ball underneath the heel and you're going to press down and push down. Making sure the shoulders aren't coming up. I'm just turning again. Move the ball along the sole of the foot. Personally on my left foot, because I've had an injury there before, feels really tender underneath the arch, but in the same vein, it feels really good because we've got muscles that from our legs that attach underneath that navicular bone. So sometimes we might have tightness in this leg or in a leg, and that helps to release the tension. So we're moving the ball to underneath the arch now. I'm underneath the big toe and I'm feeling my toes spreading out. I'm moving the ball to underneath my second and third toe and underneath my fourth and fifth toe. And then I'm going to rub it along the sole of the foot, waking up that fascia again. Good. And I'm just going to finish off with a stretch. We didn't do this on the other side. My heel is down and I'm pushing with the ball of the foot. And I'm doing this underneath the big toe. When I say underneath the big toe, I mean the metatarsal bone, the bone underneath the big toe. And doing that underneath the baby toe. I'm going to do the same on this side. Big toe, second, third, and fifth toe. Good. I'm going to move that tennis ball to the side and just shake out any tension that might have built up. And just take a moment to breathe in and exhale gently through the mouth. Releasing any tension. Feel the feet rooted to the ground. Softly bend the knees. Feel the toes spreading. In the previous video, I showed you the Mexican wave with the toes. I'm replicating them with my fingers now. So just spread them nicely and pretend you're playing a piano with the toes. Good. So we're going to come to seated or sitting. Right. What I have here is a ball. You can take a pillow and you can fold it into two. So we're wanting our hips and our knee joints to be aligned as well as our ankle joints. And this exercise is quite strong. It's for helping to increase the arch in the foot. We want to make sure that we maintain a healthy arch. So we're going to imagine that we're on a beach, and I'm replicating the exercise with my hand. We're taking the feet out to the side and we're scooping sand in, and we're going to build a sand castle with our feet. So our feet, our baby toes are going out. We're scooping the sand up to the middle, to the center to build a sand castle. So we're lifting the feet up, we're turning them out, and then we are scooping the sand with our toes. So it's a gentle, subtle exercise. Remember, we're scooping the sand into the middle. As before, make sure everything in the upper body is nice and soft. And spread the toes. Feel how you scoop in the sand. Good. Let's do two more. 1, 2. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start tapping. So you're going to bring the toes up and the balls of the feet up and tap down. The ball is keeping the knees stable. Good. You can feel the calf muscles kicking in. This is really good to do if you're on a long distance aeroplane, to avoid any blood clots forming, keeping the circulation, that pumping action. And now we're going to do the heels. So the arch of the foot is designed that when we walk in, if you go from the side, the arch comes down, which helps return the blood up the leg through the venous system by that pressure. So we're replicating that. So if you've had any surgeries or you've been bedbound for a while, this is really good for getting the blood flow up again. Okay, now we get to the next exercise. You're going to take either a TheraBand, resistance band, or a cloth along the floor, put your foot onto it, and what you're doing here is you're going to scrunch the toes and bring the cloth closer. So this is the movement. Now what you're aiming for is that whilst you're doing this, when you curl the toes, you want to see the heads of the metatarsal bones, basically the knuckles of the feet, coming up. This is now you're really working that transverse arch. So hopefully you can see that my TheraBand is getting closer and closer. And I'm lengthening the toes, and then I'm doming the foot, so it's working that arch of the foot. If at any stage you get cramps in your foot, you can just stop and give the foot a little bit of a break and a massage. Okay, we're going to shift to the other side. And one foot might be weaker than the other. Just going to move my TheraBand a little bit to the center so that my hips are in nice alignment with my knee. The second metatarsal bone is the bone behind the second toe. It's a long bone here. You want the knee to track with that second metatarsal. Keeping shoulders and neck soft. moving joyfully, sending love to those toes and the feet. Right, so the last exercise, a little bit of fun, at least for me, because I've got some marbles here that I last played with these when I was a kid. As I said, any items that are on the floor, that you can put on the floor, keys, pens, and you want to just pick them up. So I've got socks on today, so it's a little bit difficult, so I'm picking up one marble there, and the next one, picking it up, putting it to the side. You don't have to pick it up and put it to the side, but the idea is that you scrunch in the toes, almost like picking grapes with your toes. This also helps with proprioception. That is, as we age, the nerve endings in our feet can be affected by things like diabetes, any sort of peripheral neuropathies, B12 deficiencies, and ultimately results in you not being able to feel your feet. And it's so important to be able to feel your feet. For example, if you go into the bathroom in the middle of the night and it's in the dark, you need to know, where are my feet in space? That is proprioception. So this helps to increase proprioception by tuning in to the feet and feeling, awakening those senses. Good. So that concludes the foot exercises. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me.